with all the shortages going on and the price of lumber and other materials going sky high, is now a good time to do a van build? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hey, No Fear to Trek. How you doing? All right, I thought I'd get on here and do a quick live. I'm going to do a thing about van builds. All right. Now, everybody talks about going out and getting a van and then going and getting all the stuff, doing a little van build, and ta-da, hitting the road. And we even have the van build man himself, Jamie from Enigmatic Nomadic. He does a thing called the van build, and he has people come in that donate their skill and their time, and they do van builds. People come up and they get jobs done, anything from putting flooring in or building a bed or putting a fantastic fan in, installing solar, all kinds of stuff. But here's the deal, okay? We all know that, first of all, free, cheap, and easy, right? Everything's free, cheap, and easy. That's right. Blue Van Dan is doing a bus build. But with the touting of the free, cheap, and easy, right now, to me, I don't think it would be very cheap or easy to do a van build. As I mentioned early, the price of lumber is outrageous. So just to put in flooring or walls or insulation, getting all that stuff, it is ridiculous. The price is crazy. And then you have not just that, but you have finding the stuff. I mean, people ordered regular RVs, Class A, C's, and the like, and they're not getting delivered because they can't find the parts. They don't have the material to build them. They don't have parts to finish them. We have literal fields of Ford pickup trucks and Ford trucks in general, which a lot of the RV chassis are on Ford chassis. They're sitting because they don't have a chip. So we have all these vehicles sitting ready to go. They can't go anywhere because they need a chip. Now, you have things in your RV or your van build or your whatever build, your charge controllers and this and that and all the other shit that you got when you got your solar going on and you're trying to power this thing. They have little computer chips and this and that and all. And if you can't find the parts, how are you going to do a van build? If you're going to do a van build, because it's the cheap way to go, when a piece of plywood is $100 instead of $20 and a 2x4 is, $60 instead of 89 cents, do you think it's really a good time to do a van build? Not to mention it, just finding a van. Finding a van is going to be tough. Even if you want to find some used one, people are snapping them up left and right. Even new ones. Go to a new car lot. They can't keep inventory because as soon as they get the little bit that they do get, they're gone. And then they don't get any more inventory in. Now, I know you don't believe me because I live in the sticks and bricks and I'm just some old blind guy that gets on YouTube and runs his mouth. So, let's hear it from the man himself. Now, he's talking to a fella and they're talking about buying a Sprinter van or something like that and how you can get vans, Class B's or whatever, but you can get them all done for $100 and some $1,000, which isn't cheap. Or you can go buy a new Sprinter van, or I guess they're talking about Winnebagos have a new one that's compared to the Sprinter, which is outrageously priced as well. And then they talk about all the material that you need and the time and everything else. So again, you don't have to take it from me. You don't have to listen to me. You can listen to the man himself. That's right, Jamie. And it is a live stream that he did on Sunday. You can check it out if you so wish. But yeah, let's see what he has to say about the whole ordeal.
What he has in his van. So check this out, because I look at the Rebels, which for those of you that don't know, that's the Winnebago version of a Sprinter van that's 4-wheel drive. If it says Rebel, that means it's 4-wheel drive. But they have a Travato that's 2-wheel drive. Uh, so Winnebago's come out with the 4-wheel drive platform that you can buy right off the showroom floor, and without having it right in front of me, they're probably like 150, 200,000, maybe even more than that. And so I was asking Ron, he bought this Promaster that we're sitting in right now, and he got one that had everything on it, all of the amenities. And he was sharing me. You mind talking about what you paid for it?
Yeah, mid 40s for this van. It was a stock van, but I decided to go as high end as possible. It was still, for the pricing for what's the features on this van versus a Sprinter van I was also looking to buy. The Sprinter van equivalent was like mid 60s, so this was like $20,000 cheaper.
We're talking a lot of money still. This isn't the cheap life here.
So mid 40s.
Yeah.
And then with everything you put on it, and by the way, I did an interview with Ron in Ehrenberg, but the sound is all messed up. Like the XLR connections weren't very good. So I'm going to reshoot it while we're here and show you this van. It's right up there with some of the top builds that you'll see. So considering he did not slap this together, about mid 40s for the price of the vehicle. You were saying what, about 3,500 or 35,000 in parts?
About 35,000, and but probably 25,000 right now in the materials on the inside, the cabinetry, the solar, all the other stuff, and then another probably $10,000 in outside stuff like tires and a lift.
Well, luckily he could find the parts.
Like that. So enhancements to the van. So you've got different categories where stuff is. You don't have to do all that stuff. I do a whole lot of off-road driving, and so for me that's a requirement. But if you're doing basically coming to places like this, or most of your boondocking stuff, you wouldn't need to have that kind of support system underneath. Plus, I'm planning on driving around the world, and I don't know what I'll get into. When
he gets into labor.
So let's bring that home. So with
let's bring it home. Here we go.
Some of the stuff you wouldn't necessarily need. It's a 2-wheel drive vehicle. They're coming front-wheel drive with upgraded suspension, all the build out on the inside, top end, and materials. And the cost of the vehicle, you're looking at 80 grand, and that's not his labor figured into it.
There you go. Not the labor. No labor included.
Himself, high end, 80 grand. No labor cost. So when you figure you're putting in the labor cost, really north of 100 grand isn't excessive. And I always thought it was. I always thought, man, they're crazy. You don't need that. You could go buy a Promaster for 25,000 off a Facebook Marketplace with 100,000 miles on it as a shell. Build it out for another 10 grand. Most of that would be your solar in the cost.
But there you go. He talks all about that. And so yeah, I'm wondering. It's and again, everybody, it's the cheap life. I don't know. It doesn't sound very cheap to me. That's a lot of money. And this guy did it himself. So yeah, you can save a lot of money doing it yourself. But how long is it going to take you? And I always say that, yeah, if I would have done this years ago when I could still see and I was young and could, climb around and do all kinds of stuff, yeah, doing a van build or something like that, or a box truck or something like that, that would have been fun just to do and then cruise around. But to do it now, and especially with the price of materials, it's ridiculous. So I don't think that right now, I'm not saying a van build isn't a good idea, and I'm not saying living in a van or buying a van and this and that and doing this is a bad idea. I'm just saying right now, I don't think it's a good idea at all. I think that just finding parts, if you go get something old, trust me, you're going to need to find parts. And to find parts is ridiculous. Even if something on the brand new, I just got a little dumb part on my car. It's still running. It doesn't help keep it from running, but it's part of the air conditioner went out. And I've been waiting over a month for a part for a brand new car, for a 2020. A brand new car, and I can't find a part. So finding parts for shit is hard. And again, if you've looked at the price of anything, lumber, building materials, it is astronomical. It isn't like, oh, well, I go out and buy this shitty old van with 200,000 miles on it. That's right on its last leg. It might last you 3-4 years. People think that, oh, well, it's got 200,000 miles and I'm going to run it to death. I would never buy a van that has 200,000 miles on it and drive that bitch from here to Arizona and go, well, it's going to get me there and back. I would be crossing my fingers and praying the entire way, and I am not religious, but I would be doing the sign of the cross going, please let this piece of shit get me there and back. So to throw who knows how many pounds of wood and shit and clothes and garbage and everything inside of a van with a bazillion miles on it and going, this is where I live now. I'm hitting the road. That's stupid. It's dumb. But to buy something old, yeah, I mean, 70,000, 100,000 miles, depending on what it is. Now, if it's a diesel, it can run, man, you can get whatever. But to sink all that money or throw a little bit of money at it and go, yeah, this is going to take me, I'm going to travel the world and just throw pennies at something like that, I think that's asinine. I don't think that's very smart at all. And then to go now and go, spend, instead of spending $5,000 on a bunch of wood and cabinets and everything, you're going to spend $25,000 just on wood and shit because the price is so high. It's ridiculous. And then for Jamie to have something like a, van build, come one, come all. And when things were good, he got his ass in a sling because he built some lady a van and sure did her thing, and she was not happy. And the GoFundMe money, and it came in, it was for the van build, and it wasn't built, and it wasn't built to her satisfaction, and she wasn't happy, so she's coming down on Jamie and all this other bullshit. And that was a whole big ordeal. So now, talking about doing a van build, one, the numbers and the cases are rising again. They're talking about the hospitals are getting full and everything else again. So we're going to have all kinds of restrictions coming up again. And then shortages of things, parts, even food now. If you look at some of your local grocery stores, there's some empty shelves, or they're starting to get bare. And in the auto industry and the RV industry, forget about it. Tires, computer chips, wiring, parts, all kinds of shit. In the building industry, wood, insulation, rubber products, all kinds of shit. There's shortages of everything. So you're going to go out here and try to have an organized van build and hope that everybody can find their shit, or you can find their shit that they need, or they're going to be bitching and screaming and going crazy because they didn't do things the way you didn't do things the way they thought it should have been done. And again, a 2x4. You used to be able to get an 8-foot 2x4 for 89 cents. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're like $40. And you can ask Blue Van Dan how much a sheet of plywood is. He knows. But yeah, it's crazy. And again, to reiterate, I'm not saying that van builds are dumb or not to do a van build, but to do a van build right now and to try to find a van that's decent enough to actually travel in, that you can rely on without spending an arm and a leg in the first place just to get the van and then all the materials to build it. This, my friends, in my opinion, and my opinion only, it is not a good time. It is probably the worst time to do something like that. And that's just my blind views. That's right. That's just the way I see it. So, how we doing, everybody over here? Hello, hello, hello. Everybody over in the chat land. All right, where are we at? What I don't get with the build is that the van stops being what a van is good for, like moving stuff and people. Yeah, well, that's true, but if you're, your sole purpose for the van is to build it out to live in and travel, or live in as you travel, even if you don't move in permanently, but if you want to go travel in it, that it has a bed and then a bucket and some solar so you can charge your phone and watch TV, and cupboards for shit, and but yeah. Let's see, for a Jamie van build, Jamie don't get the materials, you do. He just supervises. Yeah, so that was, well, either which way, are these people even going to be able to get what they need? I doubt it. And then if they do get what they need and they spend an arm and a leg and they come and they don't get everything done that they think they should get done, they're going to have a fit. Because the way it's supposed to work is you get a job done. You get in line, and when it's your turn, you get a job done. So if you need a bed built and a fantastic fan installed, you pull up and you go, okay, build me a bed. And then you get out when the bed's done, and you get to the back of the line, you come through again. If you get up again and you get another chance, then you say, okay, put the fan in. But these people come up and they want this and that. I want solar, I want this, and I want that, and I want that. And then when they don't get that shit done, they start bitching. And that's the problem. And I know it can't be so, because RV or nomadic, the van dwellers, they are the most perfect people in the world. They were sent here by the hand of God, and they do everything right. They don't litter. They don't do anything. They're kind. They're gentle. They're just little creatures like butterflies that flitter around, and they do nothing wrong. I know that. I know. You don't have to tell me. But, yeah, they're a bunch of assholes, too. And when they don't get their way, they stomp their feet. They throw themselves on the ground like a 3-year-old, and they hold their breath until they get their own way. Yeah, they're just like everybody else. They're not that fucking special. Fred Jr. says, at Blue Van Dan, hope he has a CDL to drive that bus and insure it. That's state law through most states. Well, the way I understand things is whatever your home state is, whatever the laws for that is that's the law while you're driving. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't deal with that stuff, but yeah. I don't know what it is to drive a bus, but I know people can get in a damn giant Class A RV. They'll just throw them the keys. They jump up in there, and even if they drove a fucking little Toyota car their entire life, they'll throw you the keys and they'll say, there you go, it's yours, have at it. And you just hit the road and drive that big old bitch. Nobody gives a shit. You can go out there and murder people on the highway. Nobody cares. And Romy says, and once more for the record, I never shit in a bucket. There's Alan. Me again, England guy meets the girl I've been talking to for a few months. So nervous, but I'm so in love. Hope you're okay. Where's your Nike vest? You can register a bus as a RV, but Dan is a truck driver. Excuse me. Yes, you can do certain things to buses, step vans, box trucks, and the like to make them registered as RVs, not as box trucks and so forth. Therefore, you don't get wrangled into paying commercial insurance for a commercial vehicle. Some states, all you have to do is put not for hire on the side and do something else. Other states, as long as if you have running water and something else, then you can say it's a RV. There's different states, like everything else on the planet. in the United States, different states, different laws. So you just got to figure out where you're at, what your home state is, and figure out what you're supposed to do. God rides the Harleys. I'm a little gassy. Thanks for asking. Does it still require a special chauffeur's license if you turn it into an RV? I don't believe so. I don't know. I'm not sure, Beanie. Fred says, yes, I have a CDL. Once they take the school bus signs and stuff off, then register it as an RV, it's not a requirement to have a CDL, says Mike B. Very well said. Some of these dwellers, so selfish and self-centered, making demands. Yeah, they do. I mean, I watched the van build a couple times, and I've even watched the folks at the RTR, and they make their videos, and they say what they're doing, and you can see how people act. Steel Tent Adventure Day, thank God I'm built out before arrival. Yeah. So you need a CDL even though it's not a commercial vehicle? I don't think so. No. As far as I know, I've talked to a couple different people with box trucks and the like. Well, even Paul Barger, the bread trucker, I talked to him about that. And yeah, he said all you got to do is do a couple things, say it's an RV, and you don't have to pay that commercial insurance and all that other shit, because that shit's really high. This RV crowd's made of money, I guess. Yeah, I know, right? Romy says, I've been to 4 of the 5 builds and never really seen an issue. Can't base it all on Liz bus problems. That is a whole other issue. I know, Romy. Everything's perfect in the van build world. Everything's perfect in the RV world. I know. I know all the RVers are lovely people. Everything that happens, every problem, it's the locals. It's them fucking locals. They rent RVs. They come in here. They trash places. They come in and they get these little spots and they ruin everything. It's not the RVers. It's all the locals. I know. I hear it all the time. In the state of Tennessee, a box truck is exempt from CDL, unless a certain length. Hello, Maryland. Depends on state law. Yep. Every state's different. We are putting our van up for sale soon. Somebody will snap it up. Vans are going quick, man. Only one person full-timing who has a CDL, and they let it expire. Some people just want something for nothing, and they're chicks for free. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, I know it's nuts. I remember taking an emissions issue with my Grand Prix. Yeah, California. Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll probably go fast. I can rent a U-Haul truck and not have a CDL. Correctamundo. You can hear, I know that for sure. Rome said it is for me. Yeah, I mean, now I've heard people not complain about the van build. Now I'm not saying it's like some big fucking ordeal, but I've heard people complain about the van build. I've heard people that were workers that volunteered their time and everything. I've heard a couple of them complain about the way people expect shit, and they read the thing that says if you have 2 jobs, you get 1 done, you go to the back of the line. If you happen to make it to the front of the line again, we'll do your second job. But people want their shit done. They want 2, 3 things done, and they demand this and they demand that. And yes, I know it was only that one cranky old lady that threw a wrench into the works, but that one cranky old lady bitching, complaining, threatening lawsuits and doing all kinds of shit can really put a hurting on stuff and put a whole lot of shit to end. Slam the brakes on a lot of things. Just, that's it. We're done, you know? And that's the thing. You got to start covering your ass when you do. See, everybody thinks they can do, oh, well, it's just this. It's, you know, again, all the RVers are awesome. Nobody does anything wrong. They're all perfect. You can go to any RV site. Everything is just fucking rainbows and sunshine. You know, everybody gets up in the morning and they yawn. Hey, neighbor, how you doing? Your dog was barking. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll kill it today. You know, we won't make any noise. The kids don't run through your thing. You don't do, everything's perfect. If there's any there's any trash or anything done or anything's broken or mishandled, it's all locals. It's not the RVers, not the RVers. They're perfect people. I know that. I know. I hear it all the time. I've come to the realization that it's just scumbag local people that, you know, they'll go, we'll get them fucking RVers. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to rent an RV and I'm going to drive down the block, 14 blocks, and I'm going to go to this RV site and I'm going to cause chaos and blame it on the RVers, and I'm going to run home because RVers are all awesome. But no, they're not. They want shit for free. That's why they're out there in the first place. Most of them. Because it's a free, cheap, and easy life. But it isn't so free, cheap, and easy. Right there. Right there. I know. I didn't say it. Jamie himself said it. Oh, yeah, I used to think $100 and some thousand was outrageous. But now, no. The price of a van, the price of materials, and then you add in labor, even if it's your time. Yeah. So, yeah, it's really cheap. It's real cheap. Go out and spend a couple $100,000. And yeah, I know. Well, look at Chrome. Well, yeah, look at Chrome. How long did it take Chrome to get his van to the point that it is now? How many years did it take Chrome? And I bet if you added everything up and say, yeah, hey, Chrome, how much does that van worth right now? How much does it cost right now? I bet it would be a whole lot of money. All the lift kits and the new rear end and the this and the that and the custom interior. And I mean, all the shit that he's got done, I bet that thing is probably worth, well, not worth, but he probably, I can guarantee if you put a price tag on everything, it's well over $100,000. And that's the thing. If you're in dire straits and you need to go, do you want just a bed in a bucket? Is that how you want to live? I guess if that's what you want, then go for it. But because I'm telling you, even if you're in sticks and bricks trying to fix shit, you can't. I mean, you can, but it's ridiculous. You need a second mortgage just to buy a 2x4. It's crazy. And I know people are going to, in the comments later, they're going to be, you're fucking, and whatever. I'm not saying van build is not a good, I'm not saying don't live in a van or van builds are stupid. I'm just saying right now, at this point in time, at this particular point in time, to try to find a van and then try to find the materials and pay for the materials. And I'm not even talking double the price. I'm talking, we're talking 300% increase of shit. I think it's not a really good idea. Because if you're going to preach the free, cheap, and easy life, 1, it ain't free. 2, it ain't cheap. Because everything costs way, way, way more than it did not that long ago, and probably, hopefully, will go back down again. And it's not easy, because it ain't easy to even find the shit that you need. Oh, I know. I got my van. It cost me $14 just yesterday. And I went to the store. I drove into Lowe's. I gave them $15. They loaded the back of the van full of lumber. And then I drove off into the sunset. I paid another guy $5 and he built me this beautiful van. And here I am a week later and I don't have any problems. I can park wherever I want to and everything's fine. Yeah, I know. I'll hear all about it. I know. I got a van for free and I found some lumber on the road and I know. And the van only has 15 miles on it and I've been to all 28 states. I even drove to Hawaii. Yeah, I know. I hear all the stories all the time. You don't know what you're talking about. I bought a van yesterday. $50 it cost me. And it only had 70,000 miles on it. My neighbor gave me 100 sheets of plywood for $15. It's not a problem. Because you get these folks that come on here and you watch their YouTube videos and they're going, man, all the fucking parks are full. I can't get a spot. I can't get a reservation. I can't do this. I can't do that. And you get other ones going, well, I go anywhere I want to. I go from this place to that place to that place. There's no waiting. Other people say, yep, pulled in. They say, oh no, anything over 10 years, you can't come in our park. Well, I got a 27-year-old fucking thing that's falling apart, duct taped together, and they let me right on in. So I guess you can't believe anybody or anything. So there you go. I guess it's all horseshit. Vans are free and wood is cheap. Because I know I'm going to hear it. I know I'm going to hear all kinds of shit, all kinds of stories. Comment section is going to blow up of how wrong I am. But yeah, you can't. I watched a video not too long ago. I think I showed you guys. But yeah, somebody bought the last six tires of that size. They got them shipped in from like four or five different places. But yeah, everybody's just having a hell of a time. Mega Van Mike, every time I upload a new video, BV is on. I'm just glad I have a bunch of lumber left over the building in Roamster. Yeah, I mean, anybody that did snap some up, you know, they're doing great. But man, I tell you what, if you need anything, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Joe Biden has free RV parks. It's true. Google it. I see only 17 likes for this blind guy. Oh, shit. I don't know. I know if I was going to do it, even if I had an old van sitting out here, I'll be going, no, I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait. I'm not going to go spend the money on lumber and any damn thing else. Oh man, I just could imagine. Could you imagine? Don't talk to me about the price of wood. Had to go in with the neighbor on a side fence. That's my vacation this summer. Yeah, right? Oh, I could imagine, man. I could imagine. Yeah, it's nuts. It is. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I'm waiting on a damn part for a month now for my damn brand new car. Nuts. One RV park here has too many rules, and you have to sign a contract. The others loves you when you give them cash, and you can do whatever you want. The weather girl for nomads. How's the weather? It's hot as balls. It is 90 degrees outside. We might probably get some rain and some winds and stuff, maybe left over from the storms. But yeah, right now it is hot. Beanie said, did you see where I had a Class A RV given to me a few years ago? It was worth what I paid for it. Nothing. It fell apart as I went down the road. No, I didn't see that, Beanie. That's craziness. When gas goes over $5 a gallon, is living in a van is still a good idea? I don't know. Depends on how much you got to drive around, I guess. Guess if you don't have to drive too much or too far. Then again, I guess that's the part of being a vanner, is to do whatever you're going to do during the day, find a place to park and sleep, get up in the morning and move. That way you don't draw attention to yourself, you don't get in trouble, and you don't piss everybody off. And that's the people that don't have any problems. That's what they do. They don't just park and go, hey, I like this spot, and stay there for weeks on end. They get up every morning and move. I want to make a small fold down table, but prices are even high on the small pieces, so I'm waiting. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Yeah, find some of the garbage. It is. It's nuts. Yeah, just to do a little project, it's ridiculous. Maryland Monroe needs a new back deck. The old one is worn out, but it's too expensive. Exactly. The sun has exploded. It's true. Google it. Is that why it's so hot? the initial explosion, and then it's going to get dark and cold soon. I love it. Just Google it. Google your friend. Sorry, I can't stay and play, but we'll leave saying my van life has been good to me. I'm one of the lucky ones, I guess. But I remember back when you had some issues too, Rummy. Don't you try to bullshit me. I remember you had some kind words for some fellow nomads for your van build. I drove through some rain this afternoon. I think it's leftovers from Henry. Yeah, I mean, I expected to get something here to, but yeah, so far it was nice and sunny, but hot. It was like 90 degrees and humid. Ugh, it is nasty hot out. There's no way I can keep up a house and have an RV too, so I choose a house. Yeah, and that's my thing. There's no way I could never keep up a house and have an RV. It's just too expensive. Even though it is the free, cheap, and easy life, it isn't so cheap anymore. I see prices as the RV because, hey, what's up, Molly McGregor? And that's the thing. Let's face it, gang. No BB at August. That's right, Kathleen Klein. I admit I've been keeping a rainy cloud over Nomadic Fanatic. Oh, that's funny. But anything, Mark Funja, Google's always right. What server do I use to fact check that? 59 days to Lollapalooza. Oh, he's counting down. I think stay closer to the coast so the humidity might be all you get. Yeah, I got a little alert on the phone that said that we might get some little might get some stuff, but here on the phone. See, this for the record, this is a studio, not a laptop in front of you. You don't have to sleep in the closet to have a little tiny studio just to put your laptop. There's a screen, there's a screen, there's a screen, there's a screen. There's my phone. There's the sound. There's another monitor for if I'm over there. This is a studio. Yeah. But anyway, the thing is, once anything gets popular, then people find a way to go, hey, everybody's doing this, right? Well, let's just raise the prices, see what happens. Yep, they still buying it. And again, people are selling old, used RVs for more than what they paid for them. And people are actually buying them. This is the first time that I know of that an RV, those things that depreciate rapid, even worse than a car. And cars are pretty bad, but they're not that bad. RVs are horrible when it comes to depreciation. And people were actually saying, hey, my shitty old fucking 5-6-year-old RV, yeah, I'm going to sell it for 80 grand. And people are snapping them up because that's how bad they want them. That's how bad. Because they order brand new ones and they can't get them because they're just sitting there waiting for parts. I don't know. It's just, but anything becomes popular, people jack the prices up because they can. If the price gets too high, I'll move into the woods and run a bear out of a cave. That's right. We had tornado warnings the other day. Oh, really? Wow. My brain made the chicken brown cow when you showed your setup. Okay, I'm out really. That's right. We got it like that. That's how we do here. That's how we do it. This is the way you watch YouTube videos. I can watch a YouTube video here. I can watch one here. I can make notes over here. I can I can call people on the phone. That's the way you do it. You did say sometimes back to RV. I mean, because I remember when, you would get on YouTube and you'd start watching these RV channels, and there was a handful, and then there was 100, then there was thousands, and then, and then there's millions. Everybody's out there RVing. It just and more people were going, hey, look how awesome it is. This is awesome. Look how cheap this is. I spend this much money. Look, I go here and here and here and here. And it was interesting. I was into it. That's why I know all this stuff. That's why I've been watching all these people, because I was actually interested in it. I actually thought about it, but then I thought, no, that wouldn't be for my old blind ass. But there was other reasons. But anyway, are you air conditioned in there? Yeah, we have 3 air conditioners in the house. I'm in the middle room. There's an air conditioner in that room, air conditioner in that room. There's a fan out in the hallway kind of blowing it. And then there's an air conditioner downstairs. But yeah, I mean, and everybody running around saying how awesome it was. And then you got the Bob, of course, telling everybody, hey, come skip and run and jump and play. And you don't have to do anything. Just stay away from society and don't get involved with anything. Just come out here and live in the desert and pick sand out of your ass and live in your car, your van, your teepee, whatever. It's the perfect life. And then there you go. And then people did it, and they're doing it, and then everybody's doing it, and like, who wants to work? I got a camera. I got a phone. Here, let me make YouTube videos. And everybody's making YouTube videos. Look at this place. Come to this place. Live in this place. Let me drop a pin here. It'll go to the comment section. I'll tell you exactly where it is. And then as years went by, people were going back and they're like, oh, look at all the garbage and the trash and the bullshit. Oh, look, I used to park right there. Now I can't because there's 15 people here. And I know it's all the locals. It's not the RVers because they're all perfect. I know. Hold your breath. But they told everybody. And then more and more people. And then the pandemic hit and people were like, I don't want to get on a plane. I don't want to go to a hotel. I'm going to go get an RV, or I'm going to rent an RV, or I'm going to do whatever. And now everybody is doing it, and they're having a blast. But now you can't get parts. You can't get this. You can't get that. All the parks are full. People are double booking, triple booking, and all kinds of shit. My headphones. I have in-ears now. I still use the headphones once in a while, but yeah, the in-ears are awesome. That way people can't, you got the big headphones on. What do you got the headphones on for? That's stupid. Well, anybody that knows anything about a setup like this knows that you can't have speakers blasting back at you because it goes in the mic and does this big loop and has feedback and all kind. Well, anyway, I'm not going to say here. But yeah, I still have the headphones. I have 2 pair. Exact same. Yeah, you can see them right by Seymour's hand right there. There's a pair. There's another pair over here. But yeah, I wear the in-ears now. Dave's crying right now. He ain't. Yeah, poor Dave. I thought about it, but I couldn't give up my central hair. Yeah, right. Big hugs from Minnesota. Step Van Dan. Hey. My vehicle is too small for camping. Not buying a van. I just don't want to maintain 2 vehicles. I would buy a van or something like that. Well, not a van. Because I want to stand up. That's just my thing. I'm too old to be climbing around on my hands and knees and shit. Stay away from society. Come out here. Isn't that the pandemic? Yeah, right. Doesn't have to be bed and dispersed camping on the beach now. ATVing for a couple hours. Nice. Now enjoying a tasty adult beverage. ATVing is fun. Especially if you're out on the dunes. That's real fun. I used to go ATVing back in the mountains and stuff. That was real fun. That Blue Van Dan, like what you're doing to the bus. Yeah, Dan's having fun with the bus. Moving the kitchen. Let's see what the kitchen looks like over here. Yeah. Yeah, Dan's working. See, Dan's got the thing though. I mean, he got his van that he already, has all built up and he can live in. So he can take his time. There's no rush really. He can move at his own pace and build that bus out, which is really cool. I think Dan's going to have a blast though once he can have some room and his big, tall, lanky ass can actually stand up and walk around. Whatever happened to the guy who made Seymour? Bruce Brunger. I don't know. He just kind of disappeared. He went away for a while and he came back and because we talked after he made Crotchy and then he made Seymour. And me and him were talking and he made a video of him making Seymour. And then he kind of went away. And then he came back, said he was sick or something, but he was back and then he went away again. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. He was a real cool dude though. Really cool, really talented as well. As you can tell by the puppets. Let's see, where am I at? Summit Dave. Yeah, if you don't mind, take a second to click that thumbs up. I would do appreciate it. Thank you, Steel Tent Adventures. The weather girl says wouldn't mind having a truck camper. And see, that's the other thing too. When you're a single person, and even a young single person, you can live in just about anything. A van would be no big deal. And all the other good stuff. Lady Sun Goddess, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. And you don't need that big of a space, so a van would be fine and all the other stuff. But if you have two people and you're a little bit older and climbing around your hands and knees and getting up and down and doing all that other shit, yeah, that just doesn't sound like fun to me. Yeah, Destination, Scott and Terry, those guys, they're a special breed, let me tell you. Those guys have been together forever, and they still like each other. But there's not a whole lot of people that could live in a space like that, as a couple, without someone going to jail and someone going to the hospital. Not saying that it can't be done, but yeah, they're a special couple. Not, like I said, not everybody that could be together as long as those two are, that could live in a small space like that. And, yeah. But yeah, truck camper, lots of folks have them. And I think it'd be great for a single person, but I don't know. Like for me and my wife, we would need some space. Not because we don't like each other, we would need some space. Blue Van Dam will need to get that bus inspected by the state and will probably be driving it without proper insurance. Air brake vehicles on interstate need a CDL driver and proper insurance. Well, I'm sure Dan knows what he's got to do, and I'm sure he'll get it eventually. But like I said, he's got his blue van, so as he's working on it, he can take his time. Thumbs up for blind view. Thumbs down for nasty, evil circus peanuts. Yuck. I actually like circus peanuts. Them nasty old orange hard marshmallow things. I don't know. There's something about it. I haven't had any for years, but I actually do like them things. I know they're kind of gross. When there are two people, it's nice to have a bit of room. Yeah, I mean, you just need a little, a little bit of space. You need to be able to get away, without everywhere you go rubbing elbows and bumping asses, and you need a little bit of space. Yeah. I see. Marilyn said, I think Margie and Jeff are still good friends. Yes, we still like each other. That's right. Excellent haircut. Yes, I keep growing it. I cut this off once and then I just let it grow again. I'm weird that way. Eventually, Brian and his girlfriend have separate vehicles. That is how it can work with smaller vehicles. Yeah, that's true. Banish you to the front seat. Thumbs up on orange penis, BB. Yeah, I do. I know they are kind of nasty. A lot of people say they're nasty, but I like them. I don't know. I'm weird though. I'm a strange feller. I like all kinds of weird, dumb shit, but what are you gonna do? There you go. Circus peanuts are delicious. There you go. That is a good question, Mike. Where the hell is Morgan? I don't know. Just don't dye it orange. I get tired of all the footprints on my ceiling, so I got a higher ceiling. That's right, Dan. There you go. I think Dan's going to have fun in the bus. I think he's going to have fun building it out. Like I said, he's got his van where he can still live, so he don't have to rush. Weirdos unite. That's right. Actually, if you look right back there, that's what that says underneath that strap. It says Weirdos Unite right there. I do got to fix some stuff in here. Maybe TMI, that's right. Dan is funny. Dan's awesome. Shadow Wolf, what's up, what's up? But yeah, I just think we're in a weird time when it comes to everything. I mean, if you watch, I was born a weirdo too, don't worry. But if you keep track of, say, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, period. No, I'm not talking vans or RVs, but a car. Say a new car. Unfortunately, mine was totaled at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was without a vehicle for months. I think it was like about 3 months, because you couldn't go to the car dealer. They were like, nope, you can't come. And then after a while, it was by appointment only, or it was like, hey, yeah, you can look online and then order one and we'll drop it off. No, the fuck, I ain't ordering a car. Anything that cost over a couple $100, I am not ordering online. I need to look at it, see it, touch it, kick it, sit in it, and do all that stuff. But yeah, so ordering a car, I will go without before I order one online. That's just dumb to me. And So eventually we got one, but now again, it's like, after everything kind of broke loose and you were allowed to do things again, and all the ships that were floating around with all the cars and the parts, they came flying in. And now it was a great time to buy cars because it's okay. We haven't sold any for a while because we were closed, and we're going to, put the prices way down, and we're going to do this and that, and we're going to sell cars. And then all of a sudden, okay, now we're going to jack the prices back up. And now all the cars that were available are gone because people were just waiting, and they were taking their stimulus checks and everything else, and they just bought up cars. And now, well, the plants were closed for years, so there is no more. And as they dribble in, and as soon as they hit the lot, I was talking to my dude when I dropped my car off to get looked at, and he's like, yeah, as soon as they hit the lot, man, they're be lucky if we have a car here for a day or two and it's gone, and then we got to wait months for another one to come in. He said, so yeah, it's rough. So it's not just vans and camper vans and RVs, but like again, I talked earlier, the Ford industry, man, the Ford trucks and everything, just about everything's on a damn Ford chassis, and they don't have computer chips. They don't have this. Now there's a rubber shortage. So now seals and gaskets and tires and this, you can't find shit. That's right, Big Easy. Used and new cars, yep, are very high priced. And all the car experts will tell you, now is not, unless you absolutely positively need a car, now is not the time to buy a car. Period. New or used. This is not a good time. So I can't imagine it's a good time to go out and try to find an old beater or a decent used van and spend absorbent amount of money on overpriced materials to build one out. When I played the clip, Jamie himself says, hey, you might as well just go and get a Sprinter or the, what do you call it, a Rebel, the Winnebago version, and just go ahead, because you're going to wind up spending 80 or 100 grand anyway. So why don't you just go spend 100 grand and get one all ready to go and put your ass in the seat and just go drive. Exactly, Phil. Yep. The computer chips. And it's just not for that. I mean, all these little things. You know what, Margie? I think that's probably it. It's not a good time for much of anything right now. It's not a good time to go buy food either. It's hard to find, and when you do find it, it's expensive as shit. If you want a steak, forget about it. Even the price of chicken's going up. Chicken, you used to be able to go get chicken, man. Boxes of chicken, pounds and pounds of chicken for next to nothing. Now even that. Yeah, if you do have something decent worth selling, yeah, I guess it is a good time to sell because people will snap it up. That is for sure. That is for sure. Just got a new car today. Had to make an appointment to check it out and do the paperwork. They're going to bring it to my house tomorrow afternoon. And that was crazy. Had to wear a mask just to check it. Yeah, that's how it was when I got mine last year. Such a deal I can make you for a 93 BMW 250i. Now it's time to buy tires if available. Yeah, I was saying, I was watching that one channel. They replaced 6 tires on their, well, they had a big Class A, but they replaced 6 tires, and they got the last 6 in the country. They had to wait for them to get shipped in from 5 different places. Oh, you bought live baby chicks. But yeah, we're in a weird time. We're in a weird time. So even the cheap, easy life isn't very cheap and easy at the time. It's getting crazy. Very weird time indeed, Lioness. Very weird time indeed. Cars and houses. If you got one to sell, you will get a good price. Yeah. But that's the thing. If you got a house, and everybody, some of these folks are like, yeah. I'm going to sell this house. That was a good time. I can get a lot of really good money for my house. And now what? Now you're going to now you got to find another one to buy that's not totally overpriced for a piece of garbage. And that's the thing. I guess if you want to move into your car or your van, yeah, now's a good time to to sell your house. But if you want to sell your house to move into another house, it's a lateral move. You probably have to wind up going into a shittier neighborhood for a shittier house to spend that extra money for. Even prostitutes aren't cheap and easy. Think of the last bubble and what happened when it popped. Yeah. Mike B said he's cheap and easy. I'm cheap, but I'm not easy. All right, I've been on here for an hour. That's long enough. That's long enough. Get the hell out of here. I didn't even want to be on here this long. Well, the thing with the houses too, Seaside Mom, is that right now people aren't buying houses. Corporations are. Businesses are buying houses. These little, families that used to be able to go out, well, this is a nice little starter home, our first home, Well, now you can't. You search these places, and if a house is listed for $200,000, you go, okay, we'll put a bid on let's put a bid for $190,000. Sorry, we sold it yesterday for $260,000. Some guy came in, swooped in, and bought it up. So all these corporations are snapping up all the houses and forcing people to be renters. So you can't. Right now, you really can't buy a house. You can. It's not impossible, but you got to be quick, and you got to have money, and you got to be willing to settle for some garbage and spend a lot of money on, which, a lot of the old timers, a lot of the older folks go, hey, I don't give a fuck what it is, but that little shoebox, it ain't worth $500,000. It's just not. I don't care if somebody else will pay it, they can have it. But yeah. And yeah, a 3-bedroom with a yard, $1 million. Yeah. No. Sorry. And see, there's places around here again where you can find a decent house. Well, you could. I don't know about right this moment. But you could find a decent house for like 120 to 150 grand. That's why I'm saying when people say, hey, go buy this van or go buy this RV. It's cheap. It's only 120 grand. Thank you. No, thank you. I can buy a house for 120 grand and in 5 years, might be worth 150 grand, as where the 120 grand RV in 5 years will be worth 40 grand. So no, I'm not going to do that. What's the first song you learned how to play on guitar? The first song is the first song everybody learns how to play as far as I'm concerned. Smoke on the Water. That was the first one I ever learned how to play. So yes, here we go. Live from the epicenter, the command center, the control center, where everything happens. Right here. That's right. A studio. Now, if I had to live in the closet for this studio, maybe. But yeah, not for a little room with a laptop in it. That is for sure. Oh, that's right. That's right. I didn't do that, did I? There they are. The bats, they're everywhere. Bats, bats, more bats. That's right, the bats, they're everywhere. Oh, yeah. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out with me. Spend a little bit of time on this fine Monday. I was on here longer than I wanted to be. I always do that, though, for some reason. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out. I got another idea for another video. I don't know if I'll make a video or if I'll just come on and yak like I did here. Blue Van Dan says later. So Dan says later. And I say,
this is Blind Views.
And that's the way I see it.
I'm Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
I'm Blind Views, and that is the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.